Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be talking about my current desk setup for 2021. I did a small redesign since my last desk setup video from 2020 and tried to make it have a black, white, and gray theme so that I have a nicer background for filming videos. The desk that I'm using is the IKEA Malm desk, which I've actually had for around 5 or 6 years now. It honestly hasn't felt too long for me, but I've started to see some chipping in the paint on the front of the desk now. I've really liked this desk for the time that I've had it, but there are some things that I don't like about it. The first thing is the color, which is black, and gives a nice look but shows dust and other marks really easily. The second thing is that I wish there was more depth in the desk, so I wasn't so close to the monitor whenever I was working. Overall, for my next desk setup, I plan on getting something that has a nice walnut finish, and maybe even a standing desk since I've been spending a lot more time on my desk recently. As for the chair, I upgraded from a really cheap $50 chair from Amazon to the Staples Hiking chair, which actually I'm sitting in right now, and if you guys are interested in this chair, I have a full review on it, which I'll link down below. This chair has honestly helped my posture and comfort a ton, and I would highly recommend this chair or at least any other ergonomic chair since they're a lot better than cheaply built gaming chairs. One of my favorite features is the combination of the tilt and the headrest so that you could recline and comfortably read or watch TV or movies. The monitor that I've been using for around 2 or 3 years now is a Samsung U28 E590D, which is a 28-inch 4K monitor. I bought it for $170 at the time, and now looking back at it, it's honestly a steal for what it is. It's been a great monitor for productivity and even gaming, but once I upgrade my PC, which I'll talk about in a bit, I'll most likely upgrade my monitor to a 4K ultra-wide one. The computer where I do all my work and edit videos is my custom-built PC with an Intel i5-8400, a GTX 1050 Ti graphics card, 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM, and both a hard drive and SSD. I only built this PC around 2 or 3 years ago, and it's worked pretty well for most of the things that I do, but recently for Premiere Pro, since I'm filming everything in 4K, it really hasn't been able to keep up. Since my PC doesn't really run those 4K clips smoothly on Premiere Pro, I have to create proxies every time for every single clip that I edit, which honestly takes up a lot of space and time. I also move my PC from my desk to the floor, and I keep it on top of a cardboard box so that dust won't go into it. Honestly, this was just supposed to be a short-term solution, but at this point, I'll probably just keep it like this until I upgrade. And I was actually really close to picking up the M1 Mac Mini this year, but seeing that there's rumors of the M1X or the M2 coming out later this year, I might just have to wait and pick those up instead. And I've been seeing a bunch of YouTube tests on the M1 MacBook Pro and the M1 Mac Mini, and honestly the 4K or even 8K video editing on Final Cut has been really smooth for them, which is probably why I'm going to eventually switch from Windows over to Mac OS for Final Cut. And I also do some photo editing here and there, so honestly just moving over to Mac OS with all the new improvements with M1 or M1X or M2, whatever comes out next year, it's going to make a lot of sense for me to actually upgrade since everything that I really do isn't really well suited for Windows and be better suited for Mac OS. The keyboard that I'm using is the RK987 mechanical keyboard with custom gray and white PBT keycaps. The keyboard has brown switches and feels great to type on and even to play games with. And if you're interested in seeing a review on this keyboard that I bought for under $50, I'll leave a link to the review video I did down below in the description. The mouse that I'm currently using is some random mouse that I bought off of Amazon for like 10 bucks a few years ago, and it's actually been great so far. Something that I've been trying to focus on right now is to only upgrade stuff for my desk setup only if it improves my productivity or my workflow. This mouse has honestly been completely fine for the past years I've been using it, and I don't really see a need to upgrade, but I've been seeing some videos on the MX Master line of mice, and honestly with the shortcuts that they have, I might just have to upgrade to them soon. A lot of those shortcuts can be really helpful for me for Premiere Pro or even Final Cut in the future, so it makes sense for me to actually put in like $100 or $80 or something like that into a really good mouse that can actually improve my workflow. So I'll probably upgrade to the MX Master 3 soon or the next iteration whenever that comes out. Next to my monitor, I have this really simple phone stand from Atom Tech, which holds up my iPhone 12 when I'm not using it. There's really nothing special about this stand, but I found it really helpful lately when taking FaceTime calls or any other video calls, so I don't have to hold up my phone when I'm talking. And I previously had a wireless charging stand on my desk before, but now that I have the iPhone 12, the battery life is so good that I really don't need to be charging my phone all day whenever I'm at my desk. And if you're interested in picking this up, I'll have a link to it down below in the description, along with all the other products I talked about in this video. To make the aesthetics of the desk nicer, I have some small fake IKEA plants that I just got to put under my monitor, which go with the black and white look. I also have a real plant off to the side of my desk, which adds some greenery to the setup as well. Now on the right side of my desk, I keep 2 coasters for drinks whenever I have them at my desk. One of them is a simple cork coaster from IKEA that I've had for a while, and the other was a gift from a friend, which is actually a tiny Frank Sinatra vinyl, which adds a little pop of color. And the person on Etsy who actually makes these does it for a bunch of different artists, so if you're interested in picking up one for yourself or as a gift, which is honestly a really good idea, I'll have the link down below in the description. The lamp that I'm using is one from Lee Power, which only costs $20. Again, there's really nothing special about this lamp, but what I do like is that it has this nice matte gray color to it, which matches the theme that I was going for. And in my opinion, it looks great and adds a nice background light for whenever I'm filming A-roll for my videos. And since I've been at home for pretty much the entire past year, I've been taking all my classes from home and been calling my friends from home too. FineFine actually sent over some products that are reviewed on this channel, but the ones that I actually use on a daily basis are the FineFine K690 microphone and the FineFine K420 webcam. Both of these together create a really nice setup for taking calls on Zoom and provide a really good value for the price that they are. On a recent IKEA trip, I picked up the Moslanda wall shelf that gives me some space to display some random stuff. Right now I just have a fake IKEA plant to add some more greenery, a piece of art that a friend gifted to me, a Casey Neistat inspired Do More print that I made myself, and a few lenses for when I'm not using them. Since this desk has a pull-out portion, I like to keep my HP Spectre X360 laptop, which I got right before starting college, which has now become my secondary computer that I really don't use too often. However, when I do use it, I like to use it with the Boyata laptop stand, so I don't have to be looking down all the time when I'm using it. Finally, I always felt like the wall behind my desk setup was a bit plain and boring, so I decided to pick up two IKEA Riba frames in black and put two gray prints in them to match the theme. Honestly, I feel like these two pieces really help to complete the desk setup and make everything look a lot better. Anyways, that's it for my desk setup, and I know it wasn't anything too crazy like you've probably seen in some other YouTube videos, but honestly I like to keep my space pretty clean and minimal, and having it clutter-free and distraction-free just helps me focus on getting work done. But if you guys enjoyed this one, be sure to go down below and hit that like and subscribe button. And thanks for watching, I'll see you guys in the next one.